Welcome back to the Control of Mind chapter. Let's begin with our new chapter, chapter 12, The Science of Emotional Triggers, How to Elicit Powerful Reaction and Create a Deep Lasting Impact. Emotions are invisible force that drive human behavior. We like to believe that we make decision based on logic and reason, but in reality our choices are shaped far more by our emotions than by cold hard facts. Whether it is purchasing a product, forming relationships, or adopting a belief system, the emotional impact of an experience often outweighs its rational merit. This is why some of the most persuasive individuals, leaders, marketers, storytellers, and negotiators focus not just on presenting information but on evoking emotions that create strong, lasting impressions. Understanding emotional triggers gives you a profound advantage in influencing people. When you know how to activate specific emotions, you can shape responses, build deep connections, and inspire actions with minimal resistance. This is not about manipulations. It is about speaking to the core of human experience. People do not remember what you say as much how you make them feel. Those who master emotional influences can guide conversations, motivate behaviors, and leave a lasting impact without force, without argument, and without coercion. In this chapter, we will explore the most powerful emotional triggers that drive human decisions. These triggers operate at a subconscious level, shaping the way people perceive the world and interact with others. Whether you are persuading an audience, leading a team, or depending personal relationship, understanding these emotional drivers will make you emotional communication exponentially more effective. 1. The power of emotional contrast. How to heighten impact by creating tension and release. Human emotions do not exist in isolation, they are relative. A moment of joy feels far more intense when it follows struggle, just as relief is most powerful after fear. The principle is known as emotional contrast, and it is one of the most effective ways to make an experience memorable. This is why great storytellers create tension before resolution. A pro a protagonist face obstacles before triumphing. A speech builds anticipations before delivering a breakthrough moment, and a sales pitch highlights a problem before presenting a solution. Emotional contrast make an idea more compelling because it intensifies the experience. To use these triggers effectively, first identify the emotional state you want to create. Then introduce its opposite beforehand. If you want someone to feel excitement, build suspense first. If you want them to feel belief emphasizing a struggle. The sharper the contrast, the stronger the emotional impact. This technique is used everywhere, from cinema to public speaking to marketing, and when applied correctly, it makes any message significantly more powerful. 2. The urgency of loss aversion. Why people fear losing more than they desire gaining. Psychologists have long studied a phenomenon known as loss aversion. The idea that people are far more motivated to avoid lose than to gain something to equal value. This is why people hesitate to take risks, why they cling to what is familiar, and why warning about potential loss are often more persuasive than promise of benefits. Understanding loss aversion allows you to frame your passage in a way that resonates deeply. Instead of just highlighting the benefit, emphasizing what is at stake if action is not taken. A finance advisor might not just say, investing can go well, but rather, not investing now could mean missing out on years of finance security. A health expert might not just say exercise will make you fit, but instead, neglecting your health today could lead to chronic issues tomorrow. However, loss aversion should not be used to instill fear without purpose. The key is to pair it with solution, highlighting potential loss while offering clear way to avoid it. This creates urgency without panic and motivate people to act decisively. 3. The influence of identified triggering. How people make decisions based on who they believe they are. People do not just make decisions based on facts. They make them based on identity. People have mental image of who we are, and we make choices that align with that self-image. If someone sees themselves as a leader, they are more likely to take charge in group. If they identify as health conscious, they are more likely to choose nutritious food. Our self-perception shapes our action more than actional logic output. This is why the most effective pursuit is identified best. Rather than telling someone what to do, reinforce the idea that the desired behavior aligns with who they already are. Instead of saying you should read more books, say you are the kind of person who values knowledge. You probably love reading. Instead of telling a team, we need to work harder, say, we are the kind of people who never settle for mediocrity. Identity-based persuasion does not just change behavior in the moment, it creates a long-term shifts. When people see an action as part of who they are far more likely to stick with it. 4. The magnetic pull of curiosity. How to make people crave information. Curiosity is one of the most powerful emotional drivers. When people feel a gap in their knowledge, they are compelled to feel it. This is why shift angers keeps people engaged in stories. Why headlines that pose intriguing questions attract clicks, and why people are drawn to mystery and suspense. To trigger curiosity, introduce information in a way that leaves gaps, making people eager to learn more. Instead of presenting all the facts upfront, these key insights. There's one psychological technique that can instantly make you more persuasive. more people don't even realize they are using it. The statement creates an open loop in the mind, compelling people to seek the answer. Curiosity works because it engages the brain's natural rate to closure. Once a question is introduced, the mind cannot help but seek resolutions by structuring communication in a way that keep people intrigued. You can sustain attention and deepen engagement effortlessly. 5. The comfort of familiarity. Why people trust what feels recognized. Humans are naturally drawn to what is familiar. We trust faces we recognize, prefer brands we have seen before, and are more likely to believe information that's aligned with what we already know. This is why repetition strengthens credibility. The more we hear something, the more we believe it. To build trust and influence, reinforce key messages through repeated exposure. Use familiar words, reference, and stories that align with what people already believe. Rather than introducing completely new concepts, connect them to ideas that feel comfortable and recognizable. However, familiarity should be balanced with novelty. While people trust the familiar, they are also drawn to what feels fresh and exciting. The key is to blend both, introducing new ideas that grounding them in relatable experience. This makes even complex concepts feel initiative and engaging, mastering emotional trigger for deep, lasting influence. Emotional triggers are the key to making ideas stick, messages resonate, and action feel instinctively. People may forget what you tell them, but they will never forget how you make them feel. By understanding emotional contrast, lose aversion, identity-based persuasions, curiosity, and familiarity, you can create communication that is not only persuasive but deeply memorable. For today, our chapter 12 is complete, and in the next video, we will continue with chapter 13. Till then, keep reading, keep studying healthy. Thank you very much.